Thank you, Josh and Eric. Look out for Josh. He's going to be running around and getting some more coverage of what's going on here, as well as handling some post-match interviews. And Ghost will be on the commentary desk and here hanging out at the Xfinity desk to analyze all of these matches. Look out for more of them later. That being said, guys, we're getting closer and closer to starting off the Halo World Championships. Let's take a look at the schedule for the day. Get out your pens, set your alarms, get ready, because we have a lot of Halo action coming your way. This is your source for the top Halo competition in the world. And again, we're going to be here all day long. So make sure you stick around and check out these top teams.
Yeah, this very first matchup, Envyus versus Splyce. This is a game and match we would normally see late on Sunday in the tournament. Yet we get to see it kicking off on day number 1.
And then later on, straight ripping versus Fab. I think myself and a lot of the Europeans are really excited to see that one. Some of the Europeans are going to have to stay up quite late if they're going to want to watch that one. But what a chance that is for Fab to kind of get a little bit of momentum rolling. If they can take just a couple of maps off straight, even if they don't take this series, it's really just setting their footing for the rest of the event. If Straight were to lose that series, then, well, their heads might drop a little bit. $1 million prize pool, the title of Halo World Champion. Guys, before we get this weekend started, I got to ask you both. Who do you think's going to win? Who is your Halo 2017 World Champion team?
If I'm a betting man, I got to say Optic. They won the most recent event. They won the World Championship last year. It doesn't seem like they've lost a step.
For me, I think an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to go for Envy. I think this is the event that they're going to get back on the horse. They've done it before. They've beaten Optic, and I think some people are saying Liquid could do it, but they haven't won a championship, whereas Envy do have that potential to do so.
Now would be a great time to let us know what you think. Who do you think is going to win the Halo World Championships? Let us know in the Twitch chat or on any other platform that you might be watching on. Honestly, I think Optic and Envyus, the top two, they are the finalists of the HCS Pro League Finals. Envyus ended up taking out Optic the first time Optic lost in a LAN environment. So ultimately, anything can happen here at the Halo World Championships. That being said, also look out for Rec Pack codes. We're going to be giving those out throughout the course of the show. So stay frosty and get ready, because we're looking to give away a lot of stuff to you guys watching from home. That being said, let's shift over the conversation to talking about the first match of the day. It is Envyus versus Splyce, your first match that you're going to see on stream. Action from group play. Guys, we have Envyus, the guys who came out. This roster was formed to take down Optic Gaming, and they did it at the HCS Pro League Finals. You got Hook on Envyus, you got Boobadooboo on Splyce, who used to be teammates. They both got all the way to the Halo World Championship Finals last year, and now they're playing against each other in the first match of today.
This is a tough match to call. I mean, I feel like whoever wins this matchup and sets himself up well in the bracket play is poised to at least take top 3 of this event.
I mean, I'm looking at the scrim results, and they actually played against each other on Tuesday, Envy winning 13-0, which says a lot, but there's also a lot to learn for Splyce there. They can take away everything. They can watch all those games back and say, okay, this is what we need to change. This is what we need to do differently. What can we do to kind of take down this Envy roster? At the end of the day, it's who plays better on the day. It's different when it's a LAN environment. All these players are capable of performing on the day. A lot of young talent on that Splyce roster, but we've already seen them do crazy things on that.
There we see Envyus getting ready, getting set up. As you see, a snapshot of the team here. Again, taking out Optic Gaming in the HCS Pro League Finals, looking to start off today strong.
Yeah, and we're just going to have to see what Envy we see today. I mean, every single time we see a consistent Envy. However, they've been caught off guard when squads get hot. Someone like Liquid or someone like Splyce can clearly take down Envy. But we're going to have to see if Envy is awake here at 10 a.m. on day number 1 of the Halo World Championships.
And honestly, I think those third-place finishes for Envy is actually going to be a big factor for them, because perhaps they kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit, and they've got a little bit too relaxed. Are they going to be able to just find their way back in? Maybe that's the kick up the backside they needed.
Well, one thing with Envy as well is I feel like they've been tunnel visioned on Optic. Beforehand, they were clearly the second place team, and they only had to worry about Optic. But now you have squads like Liquid, squads like Splyce that can clearly take down Envy.
Here we see a snapshot of Splyce. What a story behind these guys. Forming this roster just before the event in St. Louis, eventually getting picked up by Splyce, not making it through Las Vegas, but at the very last moment, getting a spot in this tournament through those last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, and that had to be an intense moment of online matches. I've had some pretty intense online games in the past, like for seedings for a tournament and such, but never to the point where this is do or die, and you are going to a world championship because you won this online match.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They coped well when they were in their bedrooms and they were playing online. Can they do the same thing when they're in this environment? When you've got a crowd behind you, when you've got the whole nation watching you, you've got thousands of people across the world just with all their eyes focused on your gameplay. Can you stay consistent, or will you just choke ever so slightly?
And $1 million on the line, too. It all comes down to this moment. Here's the series layout for your first best of 5 of the Halo World Championships. Guys, thoughts on this series layout?
Based on these game types, I'm going to say a 3-1 for Envy because a lot of these game types are very organized pushes. Something like Rig Slayer, Fathom Capture the Flag, and even Plaza Strongholds. You have to have a well-organized squad pushing around. Whereas something like Regret and Truth, I feel like that would favor a squad like Splyce. They have a lot of hot shots. They can run around an arena-style map. But those middle 3 game types all say Envy to me.
Yeah, the opening Truth Capture the Flag as well. I mean, win percentages in scrims, 60% for Envy, just the 44 for Splyce. So you kind of lean towards Envy, and then we go into Plaza Strongholds. The last time these guys faced off, it was a 100 to a 30 victory for Envy as well. So honestly, it's hard for me to not just say that Envy are going to take this one.
All right, there you have it. Predictions on the desk say that Envyus is going to take this one. We'll see what happens. Let us know what you think. Get involved on every platform you can. Tell us who you think's going to win, Envyus or Splyce. It's time to start the Halo World Championships. Your first match of group play is a best of 5 between Envyus and Splyce. Without any further ado, let's get into the game. These players are ready with the commentary. It's going to be Elamite and T-Squared.
Thanks again, Axel Toss here, Elamite and 2, bringing you the action from our very first match. Like they said, Envyus, one of our best teams here in North America, defending fall final champions, going up against Splyce, one of the youngest player, Shotzi, on that team to compete ever here in the Halo World Championships. We are getting this started off on Capture the Flag on Truth. Of course, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is 3 captures to win. This map is a lot like Midship for anyone coming back from the older days here. You see Ninja jumping up on your screen. What's up, Ninja? Glad to see you here in the audience. And of course, Tom, how are we starting this one off?
Well, let's get this one underway, guys. It is time to start off. Crowd, let me get some noise over here. You guys are up here early getting this one underway. Guys, post in the chat who you want to win this. It's Splyce taking on Envy, starting this one off with Mikwin, and got an opportunity during the pre-show to warm up with these guys, and they are shooting very, very hot on the Envy side. So I'm expecting this to be very Envy-sided. I'm going to go with a 3-0 here. Honestly, I feel like Envy and Optic, everyone touched base on it a little bit before. These guys are playing at a really high level. We'll see if Splyce can keep up.
I mean, what a great opening for them. They put 3 down and immediately grabbed control of Pink. Mikwin with the perfect shots here. You can see Snipe Down and Mikwin working together in the base. They recognize where the spawns are coming from. They've got them trapped in car side, coming out the bubble. Mikwin doing a great job getting around the corner, and that first flag is out.
All right, let's see what Splyce has in store here. That's going to be 2 dead. Both the players are just trying to bait this flag, though. Pistola, nice job by him. Is he going to be able to stay alive, though, and be able to try to get this flag? No, that one's going to be returned. So nice job by Splyce. It looked like possibly Envy was going to be able to get a flag capture in the first 40 seconds of the game, but that's just not going to happen quite yet as we jump on board with Hook. Hook, he kind of started, I guess you can say, the whole young gun trend in terms of the first young player to go and really make his mark. And after that, really, Kyle, the scene just blew up in terms of these players that are under 18 years old.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't watch the 2016 Halo World Championships, you might have not known. Hook actually came over from Call of Duty, was not able to play there, transitioned his skills over to Halo, and has become one of the best players in the league. And you're watching his talent here right now on your screen as he is hunting down Shooter and immediately takes him out.
Yeah, nice play by Hook. You can see these guys are just trying to play the numbers game, get information. Currently a 2-on-2. Now the last guy alive stuck underneath the base, so that's when Hook's going to get aggressive, and now that guy is just caught with his pants down, and that's going to be Shotzi, so he just takes him out. Now it has the battle rifle and sword. This is the opportunity to push, but look at that. Falcade immediately pushes out towards the pink side. What a heads-up play by him.
I mean, I liked what we were seeing out of Envy. They were playing some great defense. Hook was in the base for a good 30 or so seconds, picked up 2-3 kills, but immediately pushes out of the base and dies. You can see in the kill feed, 2 players for Envy go down. It's a 3v2 situation. Flag is already past the 50-yard line here, moving into Splyce's base. After watching the start of this game, Tom, this is not what I was expecting. They're able to take an early lead here over Envy.
Yeah, Splyce trying to make me eat my words here, and that's just all because of the a really nice push that Falcated did immediately. That was the last guy alive, as we said. Hook dropped underneath the base and killed that guy. But as soon as he was able to push out towards pink side, the spawners on the side of Splyce had already pushed out. So they're playing extremely aggressive, very objective-oriented, and everybody knows getting a hold of that sword in CTF Truth is extremely clutch because you can just run that flag so far, and once you get it past that 50-yard line, you can just slay, and that's exactly what they did.
Tom, it's hard to imagine that once we were playing this game, now if you take Hook and Shotzzy and combine their ages, then they're starting to look more like us here. These guys are so young and so talented here. We're watching still Hook, who's controlling P2. You can see those triangles on your screen. That's going to be his teammates pushing up, trying to get some control here of blue base before they pick up the flag and start to run it. This is a great setup. You can see players over at car side, players at pink. Looks like they are going ahead and leaving carbine side of the map. There's a very specific reason behind that. They are trying to force the spawns while Snipe Down rotates this flag and gets ready to ground pound this one in, and we're all tied up, Tom.
Yeah, we're all tied up. Snipe Down pushed in, got the triple kill, all 4 dead, and he pulled the flag perfectly. So you can see Splyce, they're just focused on getting map control, but Hook, he's already in pink too. He's got the battle rifle, and he's picking up a triple kill, so back-to-back triple kills for Envy, and now the map is just completely open for them to do whatever they want. The first thing that they're going to do is push in and just go underneath the base and try to slay these guys out one more time. They have to just make sure that they can get map control because Camo's coming up here. Nice double kill coming out from Hook. Give him the killing spree as well. Perfect shots coming in. Where are the rest of the guys, though? Looks like they're just sitting over towards the car side. Another perfect coming out from Hook. And he goes underneath the base to choke the spawn. So very nice job. This should be another cap for Envy as we look to see who's going to pound this one. It looks like Miquin running in with the sword, and he's going to be able to get this cap. Unless someone magically comes from the car side, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Envy completely perfection in terms of Hook running in there and Miquin running the flag.
Yeah, I mean, and Miquin's got this sword here. If you don't know, the sword makes you run incredibly fast across the map. Even when you have the flag, you can start just dropping and running it so quickly. Really, nobody should be able to beat you off spawn back to the other side of the map. And that is why they specifically allowed Miquin to run the flag. And that's why you're seeing Miquin be so objective-oriented right now. You have the sword, it's great at picking up kills, but it's even better to run the flag.
Yeah, a little bit too objective-oriented, though. There was only one player dead, and he was thinking he could sneak in there and try to pull that flag, but he knew as soon as he pulled that one, that wasn't going anywhere very quickly. So map's going to reset over here. Everyone just going to try to, again, get over towards the pink side, but you want to try to spread out here. You see so many players trapped on the street. Pistola is just laying down shots across from Carbine side. Nobody pushed over towards the bubble. It's so important to control your own bubble because once that happens, you are just getting trapped at your base. So Snipe Down pulls that flag, recognizes that these guys just need one more cap over here. If they can just pick up a couple more slays, this is going to be all them, but Pistola, he has to get aggressive over here and find necessary kills in the base because his teammates are dropping all over the place. So nice defensive stand by Splyce when they really needed it.
Yeah, I mean, and this Envy is looking scary right now. The Hook's shot is on fire. Pistola making great Pistola and wizard-like plays is the nickname he's earned himself over these years. You see Falcated and Splyce here trying to answer back. Falcated, another young gun here, kind of teammates or the duo with Shotzzy here on this team. But we're going to go back over to here to the veteran, a former teammate of both Tom and myself. This is Snipe Down, who is using the map here to his advantage, just trying to lock down pink, stay alive, be a distraction here. He forces Shotzzy to run all the way outside of the base. Shotzzy, that's not what you can do here in this situation. Envyus is not going to let you get away with these free kills and easy challenges.
Not at all. They're just taking control of this game after that first flag capture, and they've then also controlled the sword, and that's what you want to do here. Miquin finds it for the 4th time, I think, this game, and if he could stay alive in the base, he's already on a killing spree. One of the things you're going to notice, too, a lot of the players have mastered that little YY mechanic, throwing grenades and canceling the animation to do so, and you can see they just toss that flag to Miquin. He's got the sword. He's just going to run it as fast as he can. Doesn't matter if he gets shot in the back. He's just going to keep on trying to go, but a really nice grenade coming out from Shotzzy, and now it's going to be up to Splyce to get the return.
All right, we haven't watched much of Boo Boo Doo. He was one of the best players last year, Tom, and we've not really seen him step up in 2017 yet, so I'm putting a lot of weight on this kid's shoulders to really perform here today. Looks like he's doing all right, but they really need to turn it on right now, tie this game back up. Still a lot of time left here in regulation of this game. Now we're watching shooters. He's got pretty good shots there. There's a double. Great grenades come in. That's not going to be enough, but that flag is being moved across the map, and now we're all tied up 2-2, Tom. I knew this was going to be a good matchup. I wanted Splyce to come out and perform. Their scrim results lately have not been on par with the other teams, but we're seeing them show up today.
Yeah, definitely, and that was another sword flag capture. Shotzi was the one to put that one up. So 4.5 minutes left here. Next flag capture is going to win, and there's the sword again coming into effect. Shotzi looking for the double kill. He's going to find it onto Pistola. Amazing shots coming out from him, and that's going to be 3 dead. Look at how aggressive Shotzi's getting, already influencing the spawns by pushing into red base with the sword.
All right, you can see Envy trying to play some defense here. Great grenade comes in. Looks like it's not going to be enough to pick up that kill there on Mikwin. Shotzi just hiding under the base. He's got the sword. Great kill. This is an opportunity to push the flag. You can see a numbers advantage going over to Splyce.
He's going
Tom,
right
this is
for
not
it.
looking good. He's got this sword. We talked about how quickly you can move this one. No, a little bit of a mistake here. Hiccup, flag gets dropped. Buys some time for Envy, but is it going to be enough?
That's not it, and Envy drops the first game of the tournament to Splyce. If that is a little bit of a taste of what we're getting at the tournament, we are in for some surprises.
And not only that, Tom, we were watching some of these guys warm up playing each other yesterday here over in their little pro lounge. So we'll see here what they're going to be able to do. And that was just kind of amazing, in my opinion, that they were able to even come out and win that one. That was extremely impressive overall. Take a look at the stats here in just a minute, but wow, I was not expecting that. The opening of that game for Envy was best case scenario. The flag was immediately being moved across the map. They had car side of the base, they had P side of the base, and now you're seeing those scores on your screen. Of course, we did talk about Boo Boo Doo. Looks like he didn't have the best game ever here, but that does not matter if you come out and you win these games. And look at this, Shotzi, the newcomer, first opportunity to really get out here and compete on the highest level, keeping in mind 15 years old, showing up here to play. And on the other side, Tom, Hook, 20 kills, the other young gun. It's turning into a battle of these young kids.
Yeah, it's crazy to look at how Splyce was outslayed and Envy controlled a majority of that game, and Splyce somehow ends up walking away with that win. The sword was so effective in that game. I'm pretty sure every single flag cap in that game had to do with the sword. That's crazy to think about, and that just shows you how much that's valued. It's like, yeah, the camouflage, it's pretty important, but getting the sword is probably one of the top priorities next to controlling pink in this game type. Also making sure that you go back and clear the people out of your base.
And Tom, I'm actually really glad you brought up that point, because I was thinking about it in the game, but wasn't thinking about it afterwards, and that was extremely accurate. These teams, they know how to play Halo 5. They know almost everything about the mechanics here, about the maps, where the spawn cycles and system, how they work, and they were able to take those swords. And I bet you, I don't have the exact stat for it, but a flag run with the sword as opposed to a normal flag run, I mean, I bet you it's twice as likely to go in.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we need to get the stats on how fast it takes you to run a normal flag capture without the sword and then with the sword, and it's probably, like you said, definitely has to be twice as fast. So it's so valuable when it's so difficult to get the flag out in Halo 5 with people so knowledgeable of the spawn system and being aware of overextending to try to get the touch so you get these flag standoffs, things like that. It's so imperative to get that sword, get the flag out as far as possible, and a lot of those flags are being ran through the pink side as well, so obviously got to control P2. But now we move into game number 2, and I'm wondering what the mindset is here, Envy. They definitely weren't expecting that. Are they going to come out here really, really angry and hot, or are they going to be a little bit slow here, because their tournament could turn around very quickly by going down 2-0 in this series. It could change the entire event, because imagine if they lose this series, what happens? Everyone is just like thrown for a loop, because all of a sudden now they're going to be round 1 facing off someone that they're not expecting. We could see something like before where it was like a CLG versus Evil Geniuses, I think it was, in the first round of 8, where both of those teams were the X Games silver and gold medalists, and they faced off very early in the Halo World Championship. Anything can happen. I know it's very early to call this series, but winning game number 1 is the way that you want to start off.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we're looking at group play right now. These teams, all 3 teams from groups do enter the bracket. It's top 2 that enter into winners. It's been a lot of conversations, even controversy around some of these group play, but you enter a double elimination bracket and you're not sure who you're gonna match up against yet. It all depends on where all of these teams seed in the bracket. It doesn't even matter when you get into that bracket play, because anything still can happen.
Yeah, so let's start this one off with, again, you said Bubu was someone that we didn't see much of last game when we hopped onto his point of view. So let's start this one off with Bubu and see what's going to happen. Again, this is Rig Slayer, guys. Look at Bubu immediately making his way over towards the camo. They didn't shoot it down in time, though, so he's going to drop immediately, and Falcade is going to get the sniper as he should from the blue side, but that was just a little bit misexecuted coming out from the side of Splyce.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell they definitely had a plan in place for the opening of this Team Slayer on the rig. It did not work out in their favor. They're still able to secure the sniper rifle here, and a great shot there to pick up the kill on the scatter shot player. No, but a couple of crucial misses here from Falcade. That would have been big here for this squad, and you can see the kill changes here, or how much of a kill swing that can be, because they could have grabbed 2 kills and immediately kept their teammate alive. This could be a 5-2 already.
Yeah, if they would have got that camo, that could have been big, but Pistola was able to pick that one up, and then he died eventually in the back bunker area. He got pinched by Falcade and somebody else. So Falcade, he had a pretty solid game previously, and now he's doing something that we see is very, very popular, going over towards top tower and watching the bunker spawns. Now he's kind of caught in no man's land in the middle of both players here. So there's going to be players over towards the back wall and players over towards the bunker, and he's just going to elect to rotate here with his teammates, and this is the right move.
All right, and we will go take a quick look here at Pistola as he pushes in, just dodges that sniper rifle and picks up an extra kill here, 6-7. Now move over, we'll see what snipe down soon as he's rotating over towards Carbine side of the map, trying to chase down Falcade, who's got that sniper, and Falcade rips his head off, picks up a trade in a situation where he should have almost surely been taken out, and now by hitting that shot, he may secure this sniper rifle back here for his team.
Yeah, really important to control that sniper rifle, especially with camo coming up here in the next 30 seconds. So you're going to see players, they should be setting up for that because it was burned pretty quickly there by Pistola. I think he grabbed that one right around like 46. So not expecting this to get much action until that begins. But look at this. Bubu is stuck here without a primary weapon. There it is. Now he's going to find that battle rifle. A nice little Spartan charge there to continue to make sure that he's not getting shot from the mid-cat area, but there it is, camo coming up here. It would be very ideal here for Bubu to get this one, and you don't have to be worried about a sniper rifle here for Splyce too. This is a really great opportunity for them, Kyle.
Yeah, and you can see this game most likely probably won't even go to 50 kills because of the importance, because of how much money is on the line here for these guys. They want to play it to perfection, which means no free kills going to the other team. That's why, you know, with the power weapons, power ups, they're all positioned on the map to force rotations, to force you to prevent from hiding in corners, things like that. And you're going to see the teams not make those moves till that happens.
I just want to point out a move that Bubu did. He saw that player in the trench, and then he realized that he didn't get the kill there, and he was the last guy alive. And then he saw his teammate spawn behind them over towards that bunker and engine side. So he assumed that they were going to be pushing over towards the barrels. So he cut off the angle to be seen towards the back wall, and he was assuming that someone was going to push over towards the snipe side. So Bubu has this kind of long game planned out here. He wants to conserve as much ammo as possible in a scatter shot, conserve as much of his shields as possible, and just try to control this sniper rifle. The one problem that's happening right now is his teammates are pushing over towards the engine side for no reason right now. There's no reason for them to charge out when Bubu's focused on the weapons. And there it is, both sniper rifle and scatter shot now sitting on the ground right above Pistola. And if Pistola wants to, he can just bait this one and try to get the weapons for Envy.
Yeah, and that was a great play by Bubu. You saw that combat evolved medal pop up on your screen. He was at Carbine side of the map. He had that plasma grenade, threw it perfectly to make sure he got his hands on that sniper rifle. Not going to work out in his favor as he was taken out, but still, great job keeping it out of their hands while he could.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2 dead now. Hook has the sniper rifle. You saw Shotzi had the scatter shot, so let's see if Envy can try to bring this one back here. Down in the series 1-0. This is up to Hook now. He's got sniper at the old sniper rifle spawn now, rotating over towards top tower. And I really like this play. Getting aggressive over here. Still has plenty of shields, full shields. Has his thrust available. He's going to rip Bubu's face off like it was nothing.
I mean, yeah, that was not even a body shot. That was straight all face as Hook takes out Bubu. Tied up 18-18. Still plenty of time left here to play, but it is starting to look even more likely that we are not going to get to that 50 kill mark. But Hook, that is a little different than what we saw from Falcade earlier because Hook is not missing.
Hook's not missing, and if he can get this camo, ooh, it gets grabbed right around that 730 mark by a player on Splyce, and somehow that player is going to get away with his life. So really nice job by whoever that was. It looks like that was Shotzi, so very heads-up play, staying alive with that camo and 2 kills going over to Splyce. What a turn of events, but no, he's going to get caught out here. Can he stay alive with the camouflage? This is huge because he does have a close-range weapon, which would go really well with his camo. So there it is. Nice heads up play, drops, then uses the clamor to get back down, but everybody just rotating away. Can't find any kills quite yet, and a lot of that camo's been burned. Misses the assassination, but he should have this kill if he wants it. There it is, getting that kill onto Mikwin, but he needs to do more with this, Kyle. He's doing a nice job, but still needs to put together and string together a little bit of a spree here.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to do what he can, but every time he makes a move, he ends up, or his teammates end up cleaning up the kills. Even with that camo, still Envyus, 25-24. We're able to maintain a lead here, so the rest of his teammates really need to recognize like what's happening with these power weapons, try to keep each other alive, and allow these advantages, allow your teammates to use the advantages they've been able to gather, whether or not it's a weapon or a power-up, and really try to use that to pull ahead in the game.
Such a tense game here. Very, very close, almost tied up, and Bubudubu's trying to find his way back into the action. He had to drop, and now, again, can't do anything. Everyone's seeing him on radar. He's just trying to run around in the trenches, doing whatever he can to stay alive, just clamoring, just calling for help out in the trenches, and he finally takes Hook down to no shields, but Hook is going to get the kill. This guy is playing great, Kyle.
Yeah, we're at the halfway mark here as far as kills go. Of course, over half the time has already gone off the clock. Even though this is Slayer, if these teams are tied up, once we hit 0, there is going to be an overtime with 3 additional minutes on the clock. But we'll worry about that when the time comes here. Hook still with his new sniper rifle. Plenty of ammo, starts rotating around, immediately taking it back towards Carbine. A couple different reasons here, all the different lines of sight. As you can see, Hook move around this map here, as well as blocking spawns and just supporting your teammates.
There it is, looking for the angle on the players over towards top engine, and he's gonna find it. Nice job by him.
Gets his Achilles there.
Yeah, he does. Hits him. Perfectly executed angle here coming out from Envy. Snipedown has the snipe as well, so they're sitting here with 2 of the best snipers in the game. This is not good for Splyce here. Down 6. Splyce is going to have to try to formulate some sort of plan, maybe involving the scatter shot, but I'm looking around here and I don't see anyone in position to quite make a play yet. No, Bubudubu has made the play over towards the back wall with the scatter shot. It's going to be up to him to try to take out Hook here.
Oh, Hook does a great job thrusting away, trying to stay alive, dodge grenades best he can. What a great spot to use here to avoid Bubudubu as long as possible. Oh, I thought it was going to work out for a second. It did not go in his favor, but he did a great job buying time for his team.
Yeah, Bubudubu brought this game back now. It's 2 kills, and they could possibly try to make this tied up if they could just find those weapons. You could see Bubudubu was looking around for any potential sniper rifle that could have been down in the trenches, but he does have the scatter shot in his back pocket, and that's what they're going to need to use to try to push on these players over towards that bunker.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of surprising that Bubudubu and the rest of Splyce here were able to bring that back so quickly, considering that was 2 snipers in the hands of Envy. That shows you some of the risks of having 2 sniper rifles on one team, because there's a lot of damage output lost if those sniper rifle players are not looking and are hitting their shots there, and that's exactly why Splyce was able to bring it back.
Ooh, assault rifle down in the bunker area. Now Splyce going to have to retreat. You can see Falcated has lost shooter over towards that area, so he's just going to slow play this one. Very dangerous situation here. 2 players sitting above him over towards that tower area. And it looks like it's going to be Snipedown and Pistola both sitting over there. Mikwin also has the scatter shot, so let's see what's going on with Mikwin.
Right, we are here now watching Mikwin win for Shields come back. Does a good job there, gets some great shots down as well. Doesn't want to lose this scatter shot. He's paying attention to his radar, sees that player showing up. That player went tower
nice
2
angle.
though. Shotzzy with a great play, has another player below him. Not sure if he grabbed that scatter yet. He's got to be careful. Yes, it will be Shotzzy that actually picks up the scatter shot here. Takes it right back to tower 2. 39-38, Tom. This has been neck and neck this entire game. Overall power weapon kills 7 over here to Envy, only 4 over in the hands of Splyce. So somehow Splyce still able to keep this one close.
Oh my, so much riding on this game for both of these teams, but especially Envy, since they're down in the series 1-0. They have this 2-kill lead here. Again, they do not want to go down 2-0 in this series. We've seen Envy come back before. They did it in Santa Ana against Most Wanted, but this is a different scenario. This is a different team here, and Splyce is in position to possibly play upset here. 45-43, Kyle. I think this one is going to go to 50 kills, especially if Hook does have the sniper rifle.
Yeah, I mean, the pace of this game definitely picked up, especially when Envy had those 2 snipers. Splyce just turned on the aggression and kept pushing in. Kill feed there. This is not the time you want to start dying here on the team as 2 players from Splyce fall 47-44. I think this might be the biggest lead we've seen so far as we come down to the close of this game.
Envy in really prime position here. They have snipe in the bunker area. They have everything set up for them. Everyone's in perfect position as I look at where all the 8 players are. Let's just go and scroll through here because this is another important area to hold. Mikwin down in the white hall is just going to be baiting out players for Hook. So you can see Hook just sitting there and working with Mikwin, playing cat and mouse over here with Splyce.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great job by Envy to try and do a bait and switch. Normally you see 2 players jumping out aggressively baiting and switching, but no, this is actually Mikwin trying to be a distraction, buy time, force players of Splyce to pop out, show their faces so that Hook can get those angles here with that sniper rifle.
Yeah, this is it right here. They have these players pinched out. Snipe down finds one. There it is. Mikwin with the last kill on to Falcade. That's a very, very big win here for Envy to set this series up, tie it 1-1 now. We move into virtually a best of 3. And again, this is such an important round. By far the most important round in group number C, I think this group is. So these guys have to hunker down now in these next 3 games and see how it goes.
All right, now that is just the way I wanted to start off the Halo World Championships here, Tom. I was a little concerned. Everybody's been telling me Envyus is the team here. They're the ones that are coming out and taking this. I've been looking at some of the scrim results here, and Splyce has just not been performing, so I had a little bit of a question mark there, but they are starting to silence any doubts here as they come out, and they've kept the second game extremely close. Keeping in mind it was 44-43 or so. They just lost the power weapon control and weren't able to close out game number 2, but that game number 1, that's anything or sets the tone for the rest of this weekend. I can't even wait to see the rest of this Halo action.
Yeah, very clean game coming out from both teams. It looks 50-44, but we can't forget here, it was 45-44 very quickly. And all of a sudden it was 47 there because 2 deaths were given up by Splyce. So if Splyce would have just maybe won both of those individual battles, we're looking at a completely different situation here. So very well played. Hook hit some amazing shots that actually we're seeing right now. And that was the big turning point, in my opinion, was just a little bit of that spree that he went on, because that was very early in the game. And if he didn't hit those shots and if he didn't go on that spree, we may have seen Splyce carry that momentum over from the first win and try to run away with this, and especially with the scattershot control that they had a majority of that game. So great sniper control coming out from Envy. Meanwhile, Splyce with the scattershot doing some work. And now we move into game 3 all tied up.
And let's not forget, Tom, you pointed out when those 2 players of Splyce died when it was 45-44. Hook was actually taking no shields by one of the last surviving members of Splyce, but was able to escape with the sniper rifle. That contributed to maybe 2.5 kills with some extra damage on a body shot there to help close out that game for Envy. So that could have, like you said, even though the score doesn't necessarily reflect exactly how close it was, that was down to the wire.
Yeah, and just going back and looking at some of the deaths too, Hook only had 8 deaths. So that's very solid in terms of the amount of aggression that he was playing. You saw how many times he was challenging players with the sniper rifle. So he was doing one of the things that is very intangible in Halo, is laying down as much damage as possible and then taking as much damage as you can while staying alive, though. That's the key. Is a lot of times you can try to kill someone and then also bait another player out and have him chase you, call that player out to your teammate, and then clean it up. And that's what you saw Mikwin and Hook doing over there towards that snipe side. Hook baited out, Mikwin baited out, they took their turns. Hook hits that no-scope, Mikwin's there to clean it up, and boom, now they move into Plaza. Strongholds here, which is going to be a very, very intense game, game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, and some of those no-scopes that we just saw in those replays from Hook, those were must-hit no-scopes, meaning if he did not take out that player and get a +1 for his team, he would have died and turned the sniper rifle over. A lot of times we will talk about kill swings. That kill swing, if he had not hit that shot, could have put the sniper in the hands of Splyce, who then could have gone on and tear themselves, and then you're looking at 5-6 kill differentials there. But no, he clutches it up. He takes that kill on Boo Boo Doo Boo, and he escapes with the sniper rifle, only to hit additional shots, 4, 5, 6, even up to 10 kill swings sometimes that we will see from some of these amazing clutch plays.
Yeah, so Strongholds Plaza, guys, if you are new to Strongholds, obviously introduced very late into Halo, but it's 3 plots in this game type, bottom, middle, snipe side, and in the yard. The best strongholds to hold obviously would be all 3 of them if you could do it, because then you are racking up some serious points. But see a lot of nest control, which is the snipe side of the map, and bottom middle control coming out from both of the teams. Camo top center over here. Kyle, who are we starting this one off with?
We're taking a look at Shooter here. He was on Enigma 6 when they finished 2nd in the Summer Pro League Finals here, and he's made this new team. He's been a little bit of a duo here with Bubudubu, and now aligning themselves, of course, with Falcated and Shotzi. They're looking to do big things. We talked about it before. Brock came into the Halo World Championships through that last chance qualifier here, and coming out strong on Friday here, day number 1 of the Halo World Championships.
Shocking to see that the camo's still up, and you could see Shooter, he wants to take more of a support role, and nice job using the radar there to kind of bait that player out into the ground pound. Mikwin, he's going to drop, and now Shooter's going to rotate over towards the yard. Doesn't look like anyone's been in the yard yet, so he knows that shotgun is up, and now he's just going to try to capture this one. Has a teammate over towards that flower side. The big question is, which team is capturing the nest right now? You saw one team was very close, and then it got reset. So there is a player crouching there. He knew it. Wow. Predicting where Mikwin was going to be. Very, very nice job by Shooter.
Ooh, Shooter does a good job staying alive. Pistola was waiting for him to jump up on glass there. Envy doing a great job just keeping control bottom mid and grabbing that one, their nest. Pistola being one of the last guys alive. We mentioned he's the wizard here of Halo, and he does exactly that, securing nests for his team. They're starting to take an early lead.
Yeah, very methodical play, though, coming out from Shooter. So even though that Envy is racking up points, I think that Shooter is really focused on controlling this shotgun, because he knows this is what's going to get them back. Over here, has a player top center, and he gets out of the stronghold, and a player comes over the Prius and gets the reset. All of that work thrown out of the window for Shooter, and now you can see just superior map control coming out from Envy, and now they are just going to be able to rack up more and more points here as Camo comes up in the next 30 seconds.
Pistola doing a great job, not staying in this for too long. He only gets taken half shields before he backs down and walks away from that fight there. He does shoot his teammate in the back once, but it's okay because nobody's paying attention to him yet. And just like that, you've got 2 down. They're going to have to wait to come up off of spawn before they push out here. One of these things these teams have to make sure they do. When you're trying to break a setup here like we're seeing from Team Envyus, you need to do it as a 4-man squad, because it will not work at a numbers disadvantage, especially on strongholds when you do not need to leave one of your teammates in the hill to accumulate time. You've got to be careful. These players could be hiding anywhere on the map, and if you're pushing out 2 or just 3 people, it's not going to work.
Yeah, you saw Bubudubu wanted to drop on that player, then realized he had the shotgun. Now the last 2 guys alive for Envy are both stuck over there towards the blue ramp, and that's going to allow Bubudubu to grab the camo. That's a very late camo as well. He's weak. I can't believe he still challenged that, but he did onto Pistola. Now he's challenging again with the camo. Wow, Bubudubu, he is getting aggressive. I would expect him to try to value his life just a little bit more. Another ballsy play here. Let's see if it pays off. And he does get the reset over there. So whoever that was, nice job. Heads up play by Bubudubu, just getting the melee in. That was onto Hook. Now that player's probably stuck down towards the lift, and he is. Shooter's going to find the kill onto Mikwin, which isn't the guy that was at the lift. It was Pistola. So there it is. Finally some control coming out here for Splyce. They have nest. They have bottom middle. Yard did just get reset too. So this is an impressive triple cap. They can continue to work it here with Bubudubu having a little bit of camo left.
And that was a great job by Bubudubu and Falcated working together on nest. Now we're watching Bubudubu as he's pushing through. You can see that Yard is being captured here, but he is waiting. Doesn't want to give up any free deaths. Picks up a kill on Mikwin, but the touch on that nest. Bubudubu has that camo. He is not showing up on radar, which means when that Team Envyus member lifted, he thought he had a 1-on-1 battle, but that was not the case. It was 2v1, and they quickly able to shut him down.
Yeah, really important to get in your competitor's head and try to get any type of advantage you can. And a lot of that has to do with what you're saying, Kyle, using the radar. Using the radar is huge in terms of being able to outsmart players and playing extremely patient. And Bubudubu had exact timing on when his camo was wearing out. You can see the top left over towards where your health bar is. So he knew exactly what he wanted to do, when he wanted to do it. And that would have been a huge kill onto Snipedown, who had the shotgun. But Snipedown able to get that and trying to get Envy back in this game. Keep in mind, the camo is coming up again soon, Kyle, in the next 20 or 30 seconds. And Bubudubu's coming off spawn and going to be looking for it again.
Yeah, and I really like that Bubudubu use of camo, because one thing you don't see all the time is players use the full camo. Lots of times they're just taken out much before the camo ends up running out. Now Snipedown also doing a great job holding down Hotel here, blocking spawns, working with his teammates and trying to capture nests. Finally, Envy started to put a point on the board, but rather than overcommitting, Splyce on the rotation pushes into Yard and secures that stronghold. Now bottom mid's being taken, but that's going to be another reset here. Like the camo's up, Tom, like you just said. Big battle here happening. Snipedown not able to stay alive. Keep an eye on who's able to grab that, as it's the youngest player here, Shotzi.
Yeah, and Shotzi, he gets the camo and stays alive. They are very, very set up here on the side of Splyce. They are about to get nested. Oh no! He ends up bumping into his teammate, and now he's pretty much taken out of the play here for about 10 to 15 seconds as he's trying to get back up top. But I was going to say they're in perfect position to continue to push on this triple cap and add more pressure into Yard. But maybe that worked out for these guys, because now you could see these guys on the side of Envy just pushing out one by one, and Shotzi is just running around taking perfect angles with that camouflage.
Yeah, and that was awesome to watch. That was great angles and motions moving around. He constantly was using the map to his advantage to block off the angles. You could see there were 2 members of Envy below him, but he positioned himself around that box at the light rifle and over by the posters here that we're looking at here on Shooter's screen, and was able to constantly create 1v1s. We
got to go into Astro listening here with the side of Splyce. I want to know what their comms are like. They are very close to closing this game out.
3 and 3.
So glass.
Watch out glass. Watch out glass.
Last week. One soda stairs, guys.
One minute.
Benches.
I'm looking at benches. He's at me. Watch out silo.
And glass.
Watch out silo on me. Watch out silo.
Glass week.
Soda as well.
Bottom mid on me.
Bottom.
One shot bottom, Ola.
Test the man. I got it.
Nice.
3 dead. We have numbers.
What time?
16. Soda. Watch out soda.
Hook. And Prius, make one.
Driveway. Stay alive, Mike. Camo 30. 16 camo.
Let's go, Mike.
Go.
Mark it now. I'm leaving.
Mark it one.
Look at market. I'm gonna go snipe.
They're in bottom. Watch out bottom.
Got me too. Top yellow, side down. I didn't get ready.
Camo 20. 16 camo. We don't breathe yet.
Yo, top nest.
Nice, we breathe.
Top nest, guys.
Nice. Camo 10, 16.
I call him once.
They're pushing us quick. 2.
I got one.
Big nest again. Flank him.
I'm one shot. I died.
Camo and 5 guys, 16 camo.
Nice. Another guy there. Weak, guys.
Camo's up.
Let's get it back. Let's look at camo as well.
All right, now that camo is up. Lots of players here dying for Envy. No Shooter not able to grab the camo in time. Control's gone back over to Envy. This is not out. A lot of pressure here on Mikwin's shoulders to keep this game and Envy's hopes alive and taking a lead in this series here. We're seeing great plays from both teams. That play from Falcated with the grenades there when he was sitting in hotel securing that kill. The shots he had on the player, I think, was Pistola grabbing the nest, and then Pistola answering back with his map positioning to cut off those angles. It's just back and forth battle of these Titans and how good these players are.
It really is. What's interesting here is only 5 more points before Splyce is able to go up in this series 2-1, but Mikwin has the camo, and he is creeping around the corner, finds the kill onto Shotzi, is going to be able to get the double. There it is if he wants it. Boobadoo is going to drop as well. They could push on the triple cap if they want it. Hook finds one as well. That's all 4 dead. Now I want to go to an Astro listen-in with the side of Envy and see if they can come back in this game.
I'm playing S4.
I'm playing S4 already too. Someone watch Drive-In?
I am.
I'm watching 2 LR.
LR naded it. LR right now. Boo boo. He's at light rifle. On me, pushing me blue.
I'm coming to help you. I don't
have any pistol.
I'm holding straight.
Right here, Kylie. Top nest on us.
Yeah, he's got shotty. I'm shooting him. He's one shot.
Against him.
Soda, hold on. Back up. 2 of them. And I'm getting shot by an LR.
Two dead. I have soda. There was a guy at soda, I thought. I'm kind of weak.
I'm getting LR across the map.
Yeah, he's LR with it.
He was.
2 and 8 at LR. I have a light rifle still and SMG, so. Eric, I want you to have the shotgun.
Alright, trade it with me right here.
I'm gonna look driveway. Yo, driveway, Falcated. On his side for the combo. Push the enemy. I got one. Flowers.
Blue. 2 in blue.
Stay alive. 2 in flowers.
Can't die, Kyler.
Falcated, 1 shot.
Got him.
Damn it.
Top yellow, Falcated.
They're gonna try to go.
They're gonna flip.
One shot cafe, guys. One shot cafe.
They might try to.
I'm getting naded out. I'm one shot. One shot cafe. I'm trying to stop bottom.
One shot flowers. I died.
There in bottom. It's game. Bottom middle right now. He's going. Cafe weak. We got Yuki right now.
We're in bottom, but
we're in Yuki. We gotta try to get. We gotta try to get. I can't.
And you can hear it from the players themselves, recognizing we need to stop bottom mid from being captured. Sniped doing all he could to try and get in and contest that hill. Not quickly enough. Too good of teamwork coming out of Splyce. They're able to shut that one down here and take the lead. Tom, was this what you were expecting to see here today?
I don't know what's going on. I'm listening to these guys from Envy, and they're calling out like it's just, 10 in the morning or something. I don't know. Maybe they're not used to waking up this early in gaming, but this is the Halo World Championships, man. They need to slap some water on their face and wake up here because they're now down 2-1 in the series against Splyce. And I don't know. I listen to the communication, and they're so calm. It kind of worries me. It's just like, oh, it's game, guys. It's over. Like, they need to be really fired up, getting pumped up, and getting each other's faces here. I mean, I was going to use another word here, but, they gotta, stick a foot up their butt here. Kick them, wake them up a little bit.
I mean, I was talking to some of these guys before the game, and these guys have been looking at this for so long, this opportunity. I mean, the pressure, like just laying at night. It's like a kid on Christmas here. These guys have been waiting for this opportunity, and they were psyched up. They were pumped up. They were ready to play. I think they showed that in that game number 1. They need to go back to that opening start, that momentum that they had, that energy here. But a lot of what it's got to do with is some of these plays that we're seeing from Shotzi, Falcon, even Shooter himself too. Their uses of camo. There's just not a whole lot you can do when you're constantly being surprised out of nowhere by these camo players and instantly taken out.
Yeah, this is crazy to see Splyce turn around after this. Everyone was counting Splyce out after they lost to Team Immunity in the scrims, but they have showed up today and played very well in these first 3 games. But Envy, if they can just get it together here and just play their best, then they're going to see some really solid competitive games. And it's not like that game wasn't competitive. It was just very much Splyce taking the life out of Envy and playing some very well-rounded Halos. So that's what happens when you get to these tournaments is these guys, you know, you look at these online scores and you really base a lot off that, but when it comes to the event, anything can happen on any given Friday, Saturday, or Sunday here. So we're about to find out if Envy can fight back. Down 2-1, they have a lot of work cut out for them. Definitely, if they win this game, we're going to see a Game 5, which I totally want to see. But either way, Splyce can close this game out here and set themselves up for great success the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, to close out your early Friday morning first group play game of the series and matches we're most excited for, and it would be an upset. Nobody was expecting this team that came out of the last chance qualifier that's been struggling online in scrims, even struggling last night against Straight Rippin when they were warming up, to come out and be able to do this to Envy here. So Envy, what we've learned anything from this Team Envyus squad is they can still do it. They can still bring it back. Fall finals, coming out of the losers bracket, going to 2 best-of-7s against Optic Gaming and actually defeating them both times here. So if there's one thing we know, Tom, it's that Envy, you can never count them out.
Yeah, so now we move into CTF Fathom. Wow, what a game type here. So we're going to see some amazing railgun plays, some top center control, players going in for the camo here. And this is the type of time where the big players step up here. Who's going to come clutch when their team needs them the most? Is it going to be the young guns? Is it going to be Shotzi or Hook? Is it going to be one of the old veterans, Mikwin, Pistola, or Snipe Down? Again, you have so much firepower here from the young guns coming out on the other side. Boop-a-doo-boo, Falcated. These guys have never played on a stage ever this big before. And then on the other side, you have guys that didn't make it to the Halo World Championship that have played on a stage this big before, but they didn't taste the success that they wanted to last year. So it's going to be a very interesting couple of minutes here, and we're going to see a lot about how the rest of this tournament is going to be playing out just off this series.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, Mikwin and Pistola, they were not here at the Halo World Championships last year. They were teaming with Ogrich, I believe it was Arcanum there as well, and they were not able to qualify, something that surprised every Halo fan and fans of these players that have been following them along for almost a decade now, Tom, with how long Pistola, Snipe Down, some of these guys have been competing in the scene here. You can see their faces. Lots of deep thought and concentration happening here from both squads, and from Splyce's side, they've got to be feeling good. This is probably the best they have felt since the last chance qualifier, and they actually came out and made it here to Worlds. So this is the best position we've seen in. I think the online scrim results with Envy and Splyce last time was a 13-0, so they've already doubled their game wins, just doing so much better than what they were expecting.
Yeah, one of the players that's been playing very consistent here has been Falcated. He's had some phenomenal games here, so I want to start this one off with him and see what his strategy here is. He's going to grab the battle rifle and push over towards top center and try to get control of this camo. He meets another player. 3 dead here to start the game. 4 dead. Complete control, camouflage, railgun, everything, and the flag. Are they going to be spawning silo? Who's going to overextend from the side of Envy? It's going to be up to Falcated to come back to his base.
And what an amazing job. All 4 players going down to the opening strategy. This is a dream scenario here for Splyce. Was not going to be able to call that one off the start here. Now flag has been able to push all the way across. They weren't able to get the reset now, and there is another touch. So as we watch those fights, pop over here to Shooter as he does put that first one in, Tom. Less than 45 seconds into the game, and Splyce is starting to close the door here on Team Envy.
Yeah, it seems like Envy got predicted in terms of what they were going to do to start the game. Splyce showing either that they did some research or they have the best CTF Fathom strategy in the beginning out of anybody here in Worlds. But what a way to start this one here for Splyce. Now they need to just maintain their composure and do exactly what Shooter's doing. Hold top center, hold the railgun, don't give these guys any free control of the map, and just try to get them frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, Shooter just being an anchor here on this side of the map. Now he's pushing up. He's helping his teammates close in on the base. You can see more kills being picked up. Players from Envy trying to stay alive over here by the engine of their base. Another player hiding in the corner. Great melee comes out, but not enough. Shooter loses the railgun in engine. Tom, if he picked up that kill, that probably would have been another flag cap.
Yeah, I mean, he just turned his back on Hook, and everyone knows, don't turn your back on Hook. But either way, he's going to get the light rifle and now try to maintain control here. Let's see if that's the mistake that gets him back into it. But Shooter says, I'm off the spawn and I'm coming right for you, boy. It's going to be a little bit of a battle going on between these two guys. And Shooter, he is a very methodical player. You could see him using the radar, calling out for Falcated to try to pick off that player again. That was Hook, so they found him again. That's 3 battles that these guys have had off of their spawns back-to-back, and another flag is being ran by Falcated.
All right, as that flag goes in, Boopadoopa's got the railgun starting to lay down some cover fire, picks up that kill on Pistola. Is anyone from Team Envyus in position here? Somebody runs in trying to get the flag. Hook does get a flag kill and a touch, but is it going to be enough? Snipe down doing what he can, picks up a kill, but dies as well. 3 dead for Envy, only 2 for Splyce. Nobody in position to start returning that flag. And Tom, 2-0 already here in this game, number 4.
This is crazy. If this happens, you are going to see a lot of other teams getting so much confidence off this potential win that Splyce could pick up on Envy. It's going to just throw the bracket completely crazy if it happens, and Shooter has the perfect shots onto Mikwin. That's going to be 3 dead temporarily as everyone starts to spawn here for Envy. They are going to have to regroup and have to wake up. They want to do it now before it's too late because they are not performing the way that they wanted to.
Oh, and that almost backfired real quick for Shooter as he Spartan thrusted into the wall.
Last guy alive.
Into the wall.
And, big kill by Snipe Down. The last guy alive, almost saving the game in the series there for almost a second. I thought it was going to be 4 dead there, but he pulled it out and got the kill on the Shooter. But it doesn't really matter because now these guys are playing so aggressive, and Boobadoo's found the railgun again. Brings it into the enemy base though, and no one is over there choking the engine side, so you can see Falcated just trying to use the ammo, and he almost gets the kill. Nice heads up play by him.
That would have been a crispy railgun shot there, Tom, if I've ever seen one before here. Switching over to Shansi, but as you can see, Tom's got the death finger right now. All the players are dying that you're looking at, but Mikwin has that railgun. Only 1 shot here left, however, makes it count, picks up the kill on Falcated. Finally, top middle control back in the hands of Envy.
Yeah, top middle control in the hands of Envy, but you can see a couple of players are pushing over there and trying to regain that. With the railgun and camo coming up here, very big time to maintain control, and we're almost at the halfway point, not quite there in this particular game, and we haven't seen anything to say that Envy can push into the Splyce base, so they're going to have to maintain railgun control or have to get the camouflage or something on the side of Envy, but it's not happening because Falcated, this guy, is playing out of his mind today.
And that was a great railgun shot. Not even zoomed in to hit that shot. It's just perfectly timed here. You can see there's a player in Treehouse, so he's creeping around here, just crouching over, trying to work on getting a flank as he's waiting for help from his teammates. There's Ant, and that's going to be Shotzi pushing over. Great thrust here. Snipe Down recognizing the player showing up on the map.
Wow.
Great double team coming out from Splyce. They will grab 1, make that 2 kills. Great Falcated
and protect the carrier.
And again, and that flag's pulled.
Yeah, that's 2 fresh dead. Hook's now the last guy alive. He has camo. Let's see what's going to happen here. He has to pretty much save this all by himself as the flag is being ran. That's Falcated? No, that is not Falcated. That is Shooter, and Shooter takes him down. Where is this flag, though? I think that it is going to be returned for Envy. They're not going to be able to get the touch. Unless Shotzi does, he gets the touch. This flag is still alive. But no, they both run the flag. Is that going to be enough? Shooter's pulling this one over towards the elbow. It is halfway there. It's more than halfway there. It's 90% there. They are going to put it in. Somehow Splyce takes down Envy to start the Halo World Championships. What the heck just happened?
Everybody's talking about groups. Oh, this group's so hard. That one. This is what's going to happen. No. Splyce says this is not what is happening. You cannot predict these brackets. Group play is just to open up the Halo World Championships here. You need to concentrate on what happens afterwards. And Envy, they've got to be upset about that one. That is not what these guys were expecting. Bet you thought they had this guaranteed, but Splyce showing up here today, just turning it on, and this is a team that you're really going to have to look out for now.
I mean, one of the things that you got to remember is that these guys go to bed when their parents tell them to go to bed on the side of Splyce, and they wake up for school every single day, so they are used to getting up this early, and they took down the older guys on the side of Envy, who haven't been to school in quite some time and haven't woken up and played in quite some time this early. But when I was warming up, I was looking at the Envy shots, and they were on point. Everyone was playing so well. I was expecting this to be hands down a series for Envy, and I haven't seen that big of an upset in quite some time in Halo 5.
Now, the games were extremely close, but as they opened up, they were close, and then just gradually kind of Splyce taking them more convincingly on that game number 3, game number 4 here. HaloWC have a 3-0 on Envy, and keep in mind, even on that Rig Slayer, that could have gone either way. Falcade missing some of those crucial snipes, Hook hitting amazing shots that, you know, 9 times out of 10, maybe you're not going to connect on that shot, and we talked about kill swings earlier and how important and how often that happens here in esports. So wow, Splyce, 3-1 victory in a convincing fashion over Team Envyus, one of the favorite teams to take 2017 Halo World Championships here. Now we're going to throw it over to Josh Gray, who is out on the floor. Josh, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Boo-boo doo-boo. What just happened, dude? This is one of the biggest upsets we could have seen at the beginning of this tournament. And you guys had to fight through 2 best-of-7s and a last-chance qualifier to make it, and now you've taken down Envyus. This has got to be one of the best ways to start the day.
Yeah, I mean, we all feel great to take down Envy in our first match. We really just came into here with our heads up, ready to just play some Halo, and that's what we did, played some Halo.
I was able to talk to Walshy during the matchup, and he says that Envyus likes to pick apart their opponents, play a little bit slow, methodical, in comparison to Splyce, which is more chaotic. Now, we saw some of that when it came to the camo usage in one of the maps, but would you agree with that assessment?
I definitely agree. We play a little more fast-paced because, I mean, the thing I say to my teammates is the best defense is a good offense, so we just always try to be on offense. We don't want to be on defense ever, and that's really just what we did there.
This is a big win for you. This is a big one for all your fans and for everybody that's supporting you in this very dramatic storyline of you guys barely making it here. You deserve to be here. Obviously, you just proved that. So is there anything you'd like to say to your supporters and fans out there that are going to be cheering for Splyce all weekend long?
Just thank you to everyone tweeting at us. I see every single tweet, and it means a lot, even though I don't reply sometimes. It really means a lot. And also, that LCQ was the craziest day ever, and I'm just glad we made it and, you know, came here. And now we're just ready to play some Halo.
1 win under their belts. Give it up one more time for Boo-Boo Doo-Boo and Splyce, folks. And we're just getting started. Thanks to our sponsor, Xfinity, for that post-game interview. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, folks. You just witnessed only the first matchup of Splyce versus Envyus. You saw some great sniper play, you saw some great camo play, and you're going to see even more. Stay tuned. The Halo Championship continues after this.
Welcome back, everyone, from Burbank, California in the ESL studios. My name is Axel Toss, and I'm here at the Xfinity desk alongside Walshy and Gaskin. And we just saw a bit of a surpriser there in the first match of the weekend. Splyce, the team coming back from the last chance qualifier. Their last chance to qualify for they did it. We heard Boo-Boo Doo-Boo talking about it on stage. Able to come through this tournament, taking out Envyus 3-1. Guys, how about that first match?
Well, my prediction was wrong because I predicted Envy to win 3-1. However, someone else's prediction was a little more wrong than mine.
Can I change my prediction?
Hey, it's only the first match. It's only the first match.
I think they can come back. I think Envy are more than capable of just brushing that one off and saying, look, we'll move forward, we'll move on. Obviously, they could still finish second place in the group. They might even be able to finish first, depending on how results go. So they're not out of it just yet, and I'll still back my boy Pistol.
Wait. All right, so we both admit we were wrong, but you somehow still think that Envyus could somehow still place first in the group?
I mean, maybe Immunity will beat Splyce, and, you know, it could happen.
It could happen.
I believe.
But what a series. We saw Splyce just came out swinging, playing incredibly well. Again, coming for the last chance qualifier. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. They're like, hey, coming to this tournament, you know, we barely got in, so why not just relax, play well? What do you think the keys to victory there were for Splyce?
They kept the game speed fast. It's one of those things where you notice how comfortable a player like Shotzzy was when he could just flank around bottom of the base on Truth, or when he can just roam around anywhere he wants with camo on Plaza, is just able to... They're just so comfortable in those chaotic moments. Whereas you saw Envy, anytime the game slowed down and Hook had Sniper on Rig, he's just able to know his teammates had his back and just pick off kill after kill.
Honestly, it just looked like Splyce were taking their opportunities a lot better. It seemed like they were the more experienced team, and they were more than happy to just be like, okay, we've got 4 down, let's keep pushing. However, on the side of Envy, they seemed a little bit lackluster. They were backing off. They were allowing Splyce all this time, and they really just needed to, in this situation in particular, when they got the camo, they got 4 down, and they didn't press. They didn't go for that triple cap.
That's mind-boggling to me. Halo is a game about getting greedy. As soon as you have the advantage, you press it further. If you have all 4 down, especially in a situation where you're down like 95 to 45, you want to press and get that triple cap. That way the opposing team has to decide, like, all right, do they try to cut their losses and try to go back to yard? Do they try to go for some sort of double cap in the center of the map? Instead, Envy did not put any of the pressure on in that situation.
Splyce has got to be feeling really good, taking down Envy in the first match of the weekend, starting out very strong. Now, as far as Envyus is concerned, what do you think is the key to Envyus coming back here as we see another replay?
Not let things like this happen. I mean, this was off the bat in the first 10 seconds. All 4 were down from Envy, and then there was a cap within 45 seconds. You've got to start a lot stronger. If you're one of the best teams and you want to be winning this event, you can't let stuff like that happen.
So Envy, again, falling down. What do you think, Walshy? What do they need to do? What do they need to focus on to regroup and come back and start doing well?
It's a tough one because sometimes when you're looking at a team and how they're playing, you start to say, like, all right, someone's having an on-fire day. They can win this tournament. Whereas when I'm looking at Envy play, like, there's just a couple times they did not press their advantages, and that's not as much of being on fire as just making bad decisions as a team.
Yeah, Envy, I mean, I do think, as I said earlier, they can brush this one off. They don't really need to worry about it. They will just happily finish second in the group as long as they take down Immunity. But maybe Immunity now, they're going to be saying, okay, Envy are beatable here. Maybe we can go on and take this.
That's Immunity's goal, I feel like, going into this pool is they have to hope that they get to play against, whether it happens to be Envy or Splyce, whoever lost it, so they want to play against Envy as soon as possible and try to kick them while they're down.
Yeah, definitely kick them while they're down. Like, when it's the point where, please stop, they're already dead. Stop, stop.
No.
Please.
Do not let them get
like
back up.
this.
That's Immunity's best chance.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we have one more replay to look at here from that match. Again, Splyce pulling off the upset against Envyus in the first match of the tournament. It looks like we don't have another replay, but from the perspective of Splyce, they got this nice win under their belt. How do they keep it going? Like, for them, what's the mentality they need to retain going forward in the tournament?
That's the thing is, they came into this match, into this pool, knowing they have to beat Envy. That's their one and only goal. However, they just can't relax now. They just have to keep on that gas pedal, keep that velocity up as they're going in this whole pool and throughout the tournament, because it's not done with just Envy. I do firmly believe that whoever wins this pool is going to place top 3 in this tournament. So I feel like Splyce is prime position right now to place top 3 in the Halo World Championship.
Yeah, just more of the same for them. Keep the aggression, keep the fast-paced action, and just keep getting in the face of their opponents, and just don't let them breathe. A team like Envy, and maybe teams like Optic as well, they like to slow it down. They like to control the game, especially against teams that they think are a little bit lower than them. Splyce, fast out of the blocks, get in their face, and they're going to continue and have a lot of success, I think.
We'll see if Envy can bring it back a little bit, and we'll be keeping a very close eye on Splyce to see how they do going forward. But we have some more analysis to do, and Ghost is going to take it away here with some more breakdown of that match. Ghost, take it away.
How's it going, everybody? Obviously, we just saw a crazy upset. I did not see that coming. I don't think anyone else did. But we do have some more replays, and we're going to break it down a little bit. But let's first take it away. Snipe down, obviously, putting in some great work with the carbine. Just moving on out, we saw Hook pick up a huge triple kill over here on Pink 2. And then look at this. Instead of pushing for the flag, actually pushes under the base, ends up getting a lucky splinter grenade. And because of that, you'll see what happens here next. Crouches, waits for his 2 enemies, and obviously the teammates are pushing in. And because he's under the base, you see these players that just have to fly in and try and clean him up. He ends up getting a perfect kill, pretty big double kill. Next thing you know, the flag is being ran for that second cap. So that being said, let's break it down a little bit. Move on over to Truth. And when you look at what we saw there, we saw a snipe down at the start, and he was just moving, I mean, just pretty well, right? We saw him over here in the red base, saw him moving over to the Pink Tower, and we saw Hook already up in Pink Tower. He got a huge triple kill, ends up moving all the way, and instead, like I said, goes under the base. And because he stays under this base, every single player over here on this Splyce roster is going to spawn in Carbine side. We saw Snipe Down, then push up. Snipe Down then all of a sudden shows up. He's pink too. We see a bunch of the Envy roster just fly into their base, and because of it, now we start seeing Splyce fly in. They know that there's a player under their base, and even though we see Bubu say, you know, we don't really play too much defense, well, right there we did. We saw them play that defense. They try to jump under the base, go for Hook. He ends up staying alive, and next thing you know, that flag is now going to be ran towards pink side. So all because of that little push that Hook did after getting that triple kill. Those are the plays that you need to see. A lot of the guys on Envy, they made those plays, and they ended up getting the caps, but did not win the game there. So moving on to the next replay, you will see we have a nice little clip from the Rig Team Slayer, the one that Envy did happen to win. So just started off, you just see Hook. We were talking about, I think it was the casters, Tom and Kyle were mentioning how this baiting and switching was going on. We saw Hook and Mikwin just doing a great job at really just controlling this, this open area of the map. A little bit short right there, but that being said, we did see a lot of baiting and switching, and when you look at the kill mark, 48 to 44, it was very, very crucial. Late game situation, they did not push out, and because of it, we see them setting up on the rig. So let's head over to the rig. And jumping back on board, like I said, with Envyus, we saw, I believe it was Hook and Mikwin that were over here. And then we saw Snipe Down and Pistola pushed over on the bottom side of the map. Now, because of this lockdown, you're obviously going to have a bunch of players over here on the Splyce roster just spawning outside. We all know how annoying that Carbine spawn can be. And sure enough, that's exactly what they got. And as they start trying to fly out, as they start trying to push towards Nest, they try to get, some splinter grenades, get into that open field. Well, next thing you know, all of these angles, right, are just going to triangulate. All the baiting and switching comes in. Next thing you know, Hook hits a couple good snipes, obviously a couple body shots, some cleanups, and there you have it, man. I mean, that's how you close out a game right there, is by playing slow, baiting and switching, and not really forcing the issue and letting Splyce kind of play into your setup. So they just did a great job. But with that, we're done with the telestrator, and I believe we have Joshua Gray out on the ESL campus. Let's head over to him.